Today I fucked up by washing a car too slow and causing my parents to maybe getting a divorce. Well, this isn't exactly where I thought today would go. So I'm 16, not really huge relevance to the story but whatever. So I got in trouble for something minor a few days ago, so I had to do chores and shit around the house for a few days. So today was supposed to be the last day of chores and I had to wash the cars. I'm out here in like 90 degrees weather trying to wash this car and the water kept drying and making spots on the car. So I'm trying to wash this car good and it takes probably a little longer than it should normally take. So my mom comes out and starts to get on me about taking too long. I try to tell her that I'm just trying to do a good job and then she tells me I'm full of shit. So we get into a big argument about this because I think she's being unfair and she thinks I'm giving attitude. Flashback to like 5 years ago, my parents were arguing a whole lot and they were gonna get a divorce. I don't exactly know what happened but they didn't. Back to right now, my dad gets home from a run that he's on and walks into us arguing. My mom starts saying it's his fault because my dad used to yell at her too. Now this is definitely not my dad's fault. I'm angry at my mom, not copying my dad. But she says that I'm just copying the shit my dad used to do and that just started a whole argument between my mom and dad. So my dad is currently looking for an apartment. My mom says if I yell again I can go live with him. Yay. Too long didn't read. I took too long to wash a car and accidentally reignited my parents' divorce argument. That wasn't your fault. One incident won't reignite their desire for divorce. You just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. That Tinder was already bone dry, waiting for a spark. It wasn't really you. This is the least sexy sentence that contains both Tinder and either bone or spark I've seen all week. You might want to tell again just to go live with your dad. Jesus op. This is some r/insane parents stuff. Your parents should never bring you into their own problems and your mom is extremely immature for saying that to your face. Not your fault at all, she was looking for an excuse to hit the divorce button. From the sound of it, you may be a lot better off living with your dad, so may want to talk to him about it. Tactically, it may make the divorce go better for him too if you say you want to stay with him. Today I fucked up by telling Twitter my real birth date. This happened earlier today while I was aimlessly scrolling through Twitter. Whenever Twitter let you add your birth date to your profile where others can see, I could never put in my true birth year for some reason, so I used the year prior. Every so often I would go back and see if this bug was fixed because my inner OCD could not live with this. Fast forward to this morning, I decide what the hell, I might as well check again, and then I see that my real year of birth is available and I eagerly scroll up a year and save my profile, feeling like the real me again. Seconds later I am notified that I'm locked out of Twitter because I may be under the age of 13, I'm currently 23. After some digging I discovered that apparently since I started the account and had tweets before I was 13, this violation carries over and has essentially deactivated my Twitter. They sent an email giving me the option of submitting a photo of governor issued ID, to which I obliged, and just received another email saying that my driver's license is not high enough to confirm my identity, so my Twitter account of 10+ years is most likely gone forever. Too long didn't read. Corrected my birth date on Twitter after not being able to for years, only to be locked out and most likely never recover it again. I did the same thing once, albeit accidentally, because I clicked the wrong year. I straight up sent them a picture of my birth certificate and they still deactivated my account entirely. I just made a new one and my first 4 to 5 tweets were just passive aggressively complaining about Twitter. Lamau. Twitter really sucks for this kind of stuff, like I don't understand why it carries over. They let pedos on the platform but then do this. Twitter, what you smoking? Maybe take this as an opportunity to quit Twitter altogether. I don't know if you use it for any specific useful purpose, as a commercial communications channel, for instance, but if not, then try and live without for a while. There's a decent to fair chance you'll find yourself living a happier life. I've seen friends slowly go round the bend through Twitter use. The constant polarization just warps your mind. You're completely right. I really don't have any plans of going any further in the process. I think I'll find a lot more peace of mind without it. Similar thing happened to me. Made my account when I was 12 and was too young, so I had set my birth date to the year prior to my birth. Many years later, last summer, I noticed it was off, so I changed it to my real birth date. With this updated birth date, Twitter algorithm realized my account was made before I turned 13 and locked me out of my account. Went through some support process where I sent them my driver's license to appeal it. I don't know if it's protocol or if my appeal just got lost in the midst, but it took a year for them to finally unlock my account. Supposedly my tweets from before age 13 are gone, but I haven't really investigated this much. You can get Facebook to nuke your entire account this way. I just changed my age to 10 the other week and they deleted the whole thing. Today I fucked up by not realizing Twitter shows others what you've liked. Today I fucked up by not realizing people on Twitter know what you've liked. This was when I was in secondary school and was in the closet about being bi. So as someone does, I used to watch PRN on as many social media platforms as I could for some reason. One of these was Twitter, and I used to use my main account that my parents and uncle followed instead of using a throwaway, as I've learned. So one day I used to Twitter and liked a lot of gay PRN, not realizing that others could see it, and when I woke up the next morning both parents were looking at me strangely, which I shrugged off. Later that day my dad came up to me and said he saw what I liked, and I just froze. My mum also came up and talked to me about it and was equally as awkward. My parents were surprisingly fine about too long didn't read, didn't realize people saw what you liked on Twitter, and parents found out I was bi because I liked gay PRN. My cousin outed himself on Facebook by liking a picture of a buff shirtless fireman. If it was just one photo, he could have said it was an accident, or just continued to like photos of buff shirtless firemen and say he was hacked. Similar thing happened to me before I knew about browser histories. Sites I had been frequenting ended up riddling the family PC with viruses. Dad took it to a tech guy. Tech guy conveniently printed out a sheet with all the sites listed so my dad and I could have the most awkward conversation of our lives. So, they were bystanding. On topic, all is well? Yeah, all is well. We don't really talk about it, they just let me do my thing. Thanks for asking. When I was in high school we had an absolutely geriatric old man as a principal. He had an official school Twitter account. Same thing happened to him, but with hundreds of students, so count yourself lucky. I've always wondered who likes porn on social media. Wish I had that mindset, lol.